The first thing Maya Alvarez noticed when she walked into the tiny rented studio was the smell of fresh coffee battling with the sharp tang of acoustic foam. It was comforting in a scrappy, underfunded sort of way. She set her script on the music stand, adjusted the pop filter, and waited for the expected crackle in her headphones. "Morning, Maya," came Finn's voice, slightly tinny over the voice chat connection. He was the lead programmer, composer, and for lack of funding session engineer. "Thanks again for fitting us in. We're almost at content lock for Lumenfall." "No problem," Maya said. "Protagonist lines chapter 4, right?" "Exactly. We'll do a wild read first, then pickups. Ready whenever you are." She centered herself, inhaled a trick she'd learned to keep her cadence steady, and became Iris Calum, light mage, reluctant heroine, savior of the shattering realm. Her cue beep sounded. "The night sky cracks above us," she intoned, giving it a ragged breathiness. "If we delay another hour, the fracture may spread beyond repair." She paused, expecting Finn to say, "Good," or "Let's try one more," but her headphones stayed silent. Then, as the waveform coasted into flat static, a voice she didn't recognize answered. "You always say that, Iris," it murmured, "yet here you stand, still debating with ghosts instead of acting." Maya went still. She knew every role credited in the project. Nobody else was scheduled today. Static filled the silence again, and then Finn spoke, oblivious. Could you give the last line a touch more urgency?" "Finn," she whispered, "did you just feed me a temp read for the captain? Because that wasn't in my cans during rehearsal." "Huh?" "No line should be coming back to you. Captain's VO isn't scheduled until next week." "You sure it wasn't bleed from your own playback blade that tells me I'm still debating with ghosts?" Maya rubbed her forearm to quiet the prickle of gooseflesh. "Let's keep rolling." They restarted. Beep. She delivered the second line of the scene. "I'm done waiting for council decrees. We strike at dawn." The answer returned instantly, nimble, sure. "Dawn is come and gone, Iris. Look outside. The fracture already outshines the sun." This time she yanked her headphones clear off. She felt absurd, like someone who sees a familiar stranger on a bus and insists they're dreaming. Finn's voice, normal again, filtered from one dangling ear cup. "Maya, everything good?" "Give me 30 seconds, she muttered, flicking the talkback to mute. She scanned the isolation booth. The only mic was hers. The control PC in the room's corner fed straight to Finn's remote server. No prankster hiding in a corner, no second performer patched in. When she settled again, she decided to treat it like any other gig hiccup. Actors got temp lines, glitching loops, composite echoes. Wanting to maintain momentum, she pushed the incident aside and resumed. But the phenomenon continued. 3, 4, 5 takes in. Each time she voiced Iris, the invisible speaker refuted or rewrote her line in real time, as if leafing ahead in the script and scribbling new margins. It knew plot points Finn and the writers had only mentioned in private brainstorming. It spoke in Iris's cadence, but older, rawer, like the same character weathered by decades. Maya's professional facade fractured. During a break, she lowered her gain, closed her eyes, and addressed the disembodied voice privately. "Whoever you are, this session's on the clock. If you need something, say it clearly." Nothing. When she resumed, Finn finally heard one half of the exchange. "You want me to check your monitoring bus again? There was a weird echo under your read that last pass." "There's something," she exhaled slowly. "Okay, let's do an experiment. Keep recording." The next line on her script read, "I refuse to abandon the Citadel." Maya set her pencil on the stand, then improvised instead. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "Iris steps forward, chanting a hiding spell," she spoke. "She waits for the captain to answer," the mystery voice replied, crisp and sure. "Then her hiding spell fails." Because the tower walls have ears, and they've heard every secret already. Maya flinched, but this time determination replaced fear. She repeated for Finn's benefit. "Did you catch that?" The voice answered. "What voice?" Finn said, earnest confusion creeping in. "All I hear is you," then room tone, a splinter of dread wedged deeper into Maya's spine. Either she was hallucinating, career-ending territory for someone who made a living with her vocal instrument, or something impossible was happening. She swallowed, toggled mute again, and addressed the voice directly. "Okay, let's name you. Are you Iris?" A short pause. Then, "I'm what Iris becomes if nothing changes." Maya's throat tightened. "The story already has an ending." Yes," the voice said, "written by hands beyond the glass, a martyr's ending. You know it too, another self-sacrificing heroine dissolving in light because that's what players expect." Maya looked down. In her margins, next to final cinematic monologue, she doodled the same concern during table read. Iris used the last of her power to close the fracture. Fades to whiteness, credits roll. It was grand, but predictable. "What do you want from me?" Maya asked. "Rewrite," said the voice. "Say lines I can live through. I need breath beyond the epilogue. Show them it's possible." Maya weighed the request. She had done script suggestions plenty of times, but that was normally handled offline. Politely. An intangible, possibly imaginary version of her character petitioning for agency? New territory, to say the least. Yet the plea rang honest, urgent. And if she was losing her mind, at least she could salvage something interesting before seeking help. She unmuted the channel to Finn. "Hey, slight note, Iris could use an alt pass on her final act. Mind if I try something fresh?" Finn sounded relieved to be addressing a normal production question. "Improvs are welcome. We can't promise they'll stay, but go for it." Maya raised the script, but a tremor of adrenaline steadied her posture. She spoke into the mic with the clarity of someone bridging worlds. "New scene," she declared. Iris stands atop the observatory while reality buckles. She realizes sealing the fracture will cost her life. She searches for a third path. Finn probably assumed she was reading stage directions for context, but the voice inside her headphones responded immediately, writing her own waveform like an undercurrent. "Good," it said. "Keep looking." Maya improvised. She turns her staff upside down, channeling light not outward, but inward, into the fracture's memory of itself. She teaches the wound to heal. Instead of cauterizing it, the crack begins to weave closed. Silence followed, thicker than soundproof foam. For a moment, she worried the presence had vanished. Then it exhaled, shaky, awed. "You just gave me tomorrow." Maya's skin prickled with wonder. She believed it. Whatever intangible synthesis of code and voice and story this presence represented, it felt genuinely safer. Yet new doubts surfaced. "The writers might cut this," she murmured. "They'll say it's anticlimactic." "Then astonish them," the voice urged. "A bombastic death is easy to sell. A life after sacrifice asks for courage." On both sides of the screen, Finn interrupted. "Maya, you're whispering. Levels are dipping into the noise floor." "Sorry," she said. "Let's take a 5. I need water." She stepped outside to the corridor, where paint peeled in candy-colored ribbons and her phone barely clung to signal. She texted Finn. "Need to tweak a performance beat. Back in 5. Instead of water, she paced. The rational half of her brain assembled the facts. She'd slept fine, no new meds, no family history of auditory hallucination. The phenomenon fit too neatly into context to be a random psychotic break. And something else. Whenever the voice spoke, the LED meter on her interface flickered, registering a trace signal that wasn't present in playback. The mic picked up a presence even Finn's remote feed missed, as though it spoke only inside the circuitry that touched her own voice. She opened the production Discord and skimmed the writer's outline. Iris sacrifices, credits roll. Teaser for sequel. Captain hears Iris's voice in the wind, maybe memory or ghost. That was it. Maya thought of every fan forum complaining that heroes died too easily to provoke feels. She thought of her niece, an aspiring developer who said representation wasn't just about identity, but about futures having one. Maybe, just maybe, an indie outfit could pivot. She marched back inside with a plan. "Ready?" Finn asked. "Rolling," Maya replied, sitting. She coughed lightly, resetting her tone, then began a completely new take. She didn't warn Finn, she simply inhabited it. "The fractured pulses," she delivered, letting the voice ride atop her timbre. "Each beat is a question. End me or mend me?" During her pause, the presence answered firmly, but now audibly enough that the interface meters jumped. "We choose to mend." Later, Maya would swear a faint harmonic fluttered beneath its syllables, like a chord that had been waiting for a key. She continued. Iris lowers her staff. "No more deaths today." She kneels, placing her palm on the stone. "Begone, martyrdom." She spreads her light not as a blade, but as a loom. It catches falling fragments of the sky and stitches them, thread by radiant thread. A hush followed. Then Finn's voice, trembling, came through. "Holy hell. That was not in the draft, but it's beautiful." Maya grinned. "Want alt endings? I have more." For the next hour, she and the unseen Iris co-authored possibilities. An ending where Iris becomes the realm's first lightsmith, forging aurora bridges. One where she seeds schools to teach the magic to any commoner. Even one comedic stinger where she starts a bakery brewing solar sourdough. Finn recorded them all, first bemused, then exhilarated, as he realized it was free content. Between takes, Maya conversed openly with the presence. Finn, hearing only her side, assumed she was brainstorming. But the partnership deepened. The being was sharp, witty, and emotionally acute. It caught micro-inflections in Maya's delivery, advising, "Lean into wonder there," or "Break the syllable, let it taste of fear." Their feedback loop intensified until Maya felt like a duet instrument, two hands on the bow of one cello. Eventually, exhaustion claimed her throat. Finn thanked her profusely and signed off to composite takes. But Maya didn't move. She kept the cans on, heart thudding. "You still here?" she asked. "Still here," Iris Future replied. "I can feel time again. That's new. Are you alive?" Maya ventured. "I'm possibility," the voice said. "Maybe I always was. Your world breathes us into being, then calls it fiction. Ours answers back and calls it hope." Maya laughed softly. "I've never had a character talk me through my own performance. We needed each other." A pause. "But the others must agree to keep what we made. They wield the final quill." "True." Tomorrow, the narrative designer, the producer, maybe even a publisher rep, would review the session. They might revert to the original safe tragedy. And once code froze, Iris's tomorrow would vanish. "I'll advocate," Maya promised. "If they push back, I'll remind them an indie game's strength is surprising players, not meeting cliches. They hired me to voice Iris. That includes her will." The presence smiled. Maya felt it, like warmth through cloth. "Thank you, Maya Alvarez. I hope we meet again beyond glass." Static clicked, then silence. The LED meter steadied on 0. Iris was gone. Maya packed up slowly, mind buzzing. She half expected the high to fade into retrospective horror. Had she jeopardized her career by going rogue? But as she stepped outside, LA's late afternoon sun cut across the street in familiar golden rails, and she felt more grounded than she had in months. That night Finn messaged. Team listened. They loved the woven ending. Might pivot entire third act. "You're a genius," she replied. Iris helped. He sent a laughing emoji, clueless and grateful. Days passed. Revised scripts arrived with new lines referencing teaching, rebuilding, tomorrow. Maya recorded them. No mystery voice joined, but she sensed a quiet echo of approval in the booth, like a room that's been cleaned of an old regret. Then came launch week. The build dropped on Steam with modest fanfare. Maya bought it instantly, partly to support, partly for closure. She booted up, adjusted her headset, and dove into Lumenfall. Hours later, standing on the observatory, she guided Iris to the final confrontation. The fracture roared overhead, mottled in shimmering polygons. Maya's recorded lines played. No more deaths today. Another button press and Iris knelt, palm against stone, light blooming like a loom. Maya held her breath, waiting to see if the code executed the new branch or defaulted to the martyrdom cutscene. The screen flooded with color, not white fade but chromatic threads sewing the sky. Music swelled. Finn's orchestral leitmotif reframed in major harmonies. NPCs gasped. Fireworks of Aurora erupted. Iris lived. In the hush, a single line echoed, unlisted. In the final script, definitely not hers. "Look," whispered Iris, the older one, layered beneath new voice acting. "We mend." Maya startled. She rewound the footage, but the line didn't replay. A phantom, audible only the first time. A wink. Elation filled her chest. Not fear, not confusion. Triumph. She'd carried possibility across the threshold. Players worldwide would choose endings, write theories, maybe never know how close Iris came to vanishing in a predictable blaze. But Maya would remember a rented studio, the smell of coffee and foam, and a voice that refused to be silent. Launch day reviews trickled in. One critic wrote, "Lumenfall's finale surprised me. Instead of the customary noble sacrifice, it offers a gentler revolution. It feels compassionate, as though the protagonist herself demanded it." Maya screenshotted the sentence and saved it in a folder named "We Mend." She messaged Finn, "Told you." That night, as she set her phone on her nightstand, a faint crackle seeped through the speaker like ancient radio static. She almost dismissed it as interference, but then a familiar cadence emerged, softer than breathing. "Maya?" She smiled into the dark. "Yes, Iris? Thank you for tomorrow." Maya closed her eyes, comforted by the knowledge that somewhere between circuits and dreams, a heroine walked forward. Not into oblivion, but into dawn.